Hey followers, today we want to talk about if this drop what we had yesterday is the final drop to new lows, or are we gonna create a new high? Let's talk about it. So let's talk first about the news. Every time the same thing. Today we get the consumer confidence. It's interesting, but I guess after this day you shouldn't trade anymore. Because, as you know, tomorrow, interesting and important day, we get the non-farm employment change, which give us an indication for what we can get on the NFT day, so on Friday, and then as well FOMC statement and the FOMC press conference. Super important, and you should watch that. And then again, if you check what is already priced in, and we priced 25 basis points in, and literally 100%, like 99.1% thinks that we get 25 basis points. So nothing special, all fine. Now I want to give you the picture of the day, and this was the staggering pace of the new debts. And as you see, before we needed 215 years for total US debt to reach 7 trillion. Imagine, in 215 years. And now the US has added 7 trillion just since March 2020. So this shows just how much money they put into the market since the corona virus. Absolutely crazy. And you just have to think about that. How much we had to push into, right, that the economy is not falling down in the coronavirus. This is just, for my thing, the picture of the day. Let's go to this one. And this one is as well really interesting one. You see the Bitcoin price and volume at spot and all exchanges. It's going up. But as you see, it's falling a little bit, increasing in open interest. And the other thing is increasing in sell positions compared to the buy position in the futures market. And this is all times not for you, if you want to that the market is going up, then obviously it's a good sign. Because I think, again, if everyone is positioning at this high level to the short side, then there must be another short squeeze coming. And as you just see just before, we had a lot of long positions. The market then now falling down a bit. That's why I think if we again get so much sell pressure, I don't know if this is a good sign for the market can go lower. But there will be other indications as well why I'm still scared for a little pump to the upside. Then we have the S&P 500. I wanted to show you that. Look how exactly everything played out, right? And when you're comparing that to an older time, which is this one, 1929, I mean, it's a long time, but we had the same situation where we retraced twice, pumped up, the debt went into the market. We just added 7 trillion into the market. Or not in the market, but we created debt of 7 trillion. And then the market crashed again to that lows. So there's a possibility. I don't think that we're going to fall to 800. That would be, for fuck's sake, ridiculous. But if we can fall down to 3,000, that would be already a big leg down, right? Then again, the next thing, Bitcoin's current price drawdown, absolutely similar to that what we saw before in time, not in price, because as well the rally up was quicker than the others. Because as you see on the yellow one, which was 2013 to 2017, we went very long sideways before we then went up to the upside. We don't have that here. We just went a little sideways and then pumped up. You see that here as well. We had the bottom, then we went for a long time sideways, and then we pumped up slowly and slowly. We don't have that here. We went just slowly sideways and then pumped up. Still critical because I still don't think that we have the bottom in. And I want to show you that. I showed you that yesterday, and I was searching some other same things. At 1999, when we had as well the crash, which came at 2000, 2001, the dot-com bubble, we had the same. We called it bracing for a soft landing. It's the same what we do right now. If we're checking this one, this was from this 7th of 1989. We had absolutely the same. Before the market crashed, we said inflation and soft landing prospects. So the market still wants to give you the thing about, okay, everything is fine, everything is under control. But again, I still think, and it would be really, I don't know what I would think, but it would be really from another world if Jerome is pushing the market to the upside, because it's not possible. Because the only problem is right now that inflation is coming from the consumers, because consumers still buy the butter for $2, right? And how can you control that? The only way you can control that is if you give the interest rates a high level, so companies cannot borrow money that easy or get money from the bank that easy or that cheap. Then the economy is going slowly down, which leads to that the companies has to kick off some employees. If we don't do that and he will let the market rush to the upside, obviously then the companies will bring more employees to, into their companies because they're doing great. And I still don't see that coming, because the only thing how we can get out of the inflation to 2% is if we have an increase in the unemployment rate. If we don't get that, then we have a little problem. And we have the same here, 2007, Fed Chairman project soft landing for the US economy. Then here again, the future open interest compared to the RSI 30 days. And you see, we are on a critical overbought level here right now. Every time when we below here on the RSI, we found some support and we found some bottoms, and every time we are here, we found some tops, right? You see that here. If we been here April 2002, we had the high here. You find that here. You find that here. Then we had this top, and you find that here when we had this spike. So every time we've been here on this level, the market nearly topped, right? And this is what you have to remember in your mind as well. And again, I showed that yesterday as well. We never had this difference in the yield curve of the 10 years yield and the 2 years yield, which is crazy as well. And nevertheless, we are on the uptrend line of the VIX, the Volatilitätsindex. And if we see a bounce from there, and we all know if the volatility is going higher, means market is going lower. Let's check the charts. The only concerns I have is right now the DXY. DXY still didn't took out the sell side liquidity, means we could see still a reversal. We are on the trend line high here, and we could see the reversal again to sell side liquidity, which means that BTC USD could go higher from here. As I still said, I wanted to see the market at least to this level here, to 22, below this lows, because there is a possibility that when the market is going down to this level here, that we could see a new high. And as you saw before, we have the possibility. I just mark it as violet because it's just a side scenario. But as you saw that in the news before, I was showing you that futures market is more increasing in the shorts than the longs. Means there are more people on the short side right now than on the long side, which means a lot of people would make money if the market is falling down crazy to new lows. So I still think we have, in this level, we have the possibility for selling pressures, as I said before. But I still think if we come below this level and could close below this level, the 21,500, we can touch this level, and then we have to overrun this level to below 20,000. If we get a close below 20,000, then we have the possibility to go lower. But besides that, I think it's super difficult to say that the market topped out here right now, because it's difficult. It's difficult. If we're checking just that what we have to check, then and this is DXY, we see the DXY could retrace from here, which means that the pairs which has USD behind can pump up, because USD shows weakness and BTC shows bullishness. Good news, S&P 500 is retracing a bit to the downside. I still don't think that the market comes even higher, right? And yeah, same in NASDAQ. NASDAQ, we said if we get a close back into that line, we can go short. Before that, we said on this order block we can create our shorts. We didn't got that. Here it was. We didn't got that. I said we have to close above the trend line and touching the fair value gap order block. We just touched the fair value gap, so there's still slightly possibility to see that level. But I think the next opportunity where the market could go, or where at least the market can go, is if we're checking this one, we have to come here. But again, there's a possibility that the market can do this as well. Let me do it like that, touching this level, going up again, maybe for a new high, and then going lower again. It's just what the market is showing us, and I just have to calculate and remember me that as well in my mind, because you get so much influenced every day. And I can just tell that again, if the market is pumping up to the upside, I have zero exposure in BTC right now, because I don't think that this is a pump to the upside. I still think, because of the all economy things, that we have to go lower. And but if we don't do that, then yeah, I'm not in it. But you know, I'm just for myself, and I'm like, okay, I was greedy on the bottom, that I didn't took some buys at 15,000 because I was expecting to go lower. But if I'm going back 2 months ago, I was like, yeah, I guess everyone was thinking the same. Obviously, it's not gonna happen. Yeah, I just made a mistake that I didn't bought something at the bottom. But I still think that we're gonna go to the bottom. So, again, I'm a little bit biased on my analysis, obviously, because I want to get back into BTC, obviously, because I think the best time to get into BTC is 2023. But I still think the market is too high for buying right now. If you want to get into it, do dollar cost average DCA to get into the market every week a little bit. Yeah. So that's what I can give you as a tip, but obviously that's what you have to decide for yourself. If you're checking the altcoins, VeChain perfectly was shorting perfectly. Quant was perfectly as well, as on the trend line right now. If we get another close below this level here, 136.76, then we can even go lower to new lows, which is perfectly. So everything else was perfect. Matic, as I said, if we don't get the close here, we have this alternative thing played out perfectly. So everything else was going perfectly, and just waiting for BTCs going lower. And again, if we have already a lot of exposure in BTC, I would take profits, just because we're talking about greedy, and I was greedy because I didn't bought it. But you know what? The crypto world already give us a happy new year. I was talking about that yesterday in a webinar as well, and it was already giving a happy new year. You started the year with fucking 40% in profit, right? So yeah, take it, be happy with that month, right? Because I still think the year overall will be positive, but I still see that we going to struggle a bit in this year. as well. So take some profits, don't be greedy. That's a hint of my side what I'm doing if I would be in the market with the spot. But yeah, overall, again, down below in the description you find the link to the news letter, and I will explain everything again on Sunday for the view for this market. And exactly when I open it right now, let me open it for you guys. So let me move it here, and then I can show you that what I was talking there. I was talking about the same. DXY still went sideways, didn't hit our 101. Still waiting for that. Here I said the same. We closed above the bear market trend line. From the technical part, it looks bullish, but the fundamentals doesn't look great. And here again, my personal opinion, I said here the same about the market, that the market has to go lower. Here I said that the market retraced from our zone. The zone I was showing is here. As you see that we retraced from there. So everything what I'm talking about here, I was talking about there as well. And then the same, we came to our 155.75 mark, and from there we retraced. And if you see the close below 132, we can even go lower, and Solana is the best for short. This is what I was talking, and you see Quant and VeChain went perfectly, and as well Solana went perfectly as well from the drop. Solana today, how much? Okay, minus 1%, it's not that much. But from yesterday to today, it was already nice. 13% to the minus, to the downside. So yeah, just register yourself to the newsletter. It's free and you get free information. And then we have another link with our partner exchange bidget. And if you sign up via the link, you have the possibility to get a bonus up to $8,000. So in this case, have a great week, and we're gonna hear us tomorrow with some interesting news about the FOMC. It will be a late video because I want to give you all the news, what's coming up at the FOMC and what was the statement from Jerome. So take care, don't trade much tomorrow because the market will go sideways and then we will see a lot of volatility. So don't trade, and yeah, happy week. Bye bye.